Hey guys, let's discuss about the code after a short preview of the game. Here with another video. If you also want to play the game, then the link for the code is in the description. Now let's talk about the code and how to begin with such a code. See, your first priority should be to build the functionality. There's no hurry to make the home page or a cool UI. Now let's talk about the functions in the JavaScript section. So firstly I made a generate random code. So first I built a code that could generate random tiles in a layer. It takes in the input the number of tiles you want and returns a list that reproduces a set of tiles not completely random. I've put some conditions that two tiles should not be one over the other. They should be diagonally most of the time, or at times even give a set of two tiles at the same time, only in between the song, not right in the beginning or at the end, because that would make no sense. And now let's talk about the change color function. Colors that were changing occasionally were because of this function only. So initially the size of all the squares in a different layer is 0. Like in one layer I have made all the tiles, and in another layer I have placed these squares. As we call the change color function, the square change their colors, and from top to bottom according to their positions. From top they increase their size, and once all of them are enlarged, the background color changes. And also the size of all the blocks becomes 0 again when the background color changes, and this process keeps on repeating after we make 150 score. Like in the first 50 scores, the color changes, then after 200, then 350, and so on. So now let's talk about the tile movement. You might be thinking that each and every tile would be moving separately, but no, it's not the case here. So talking about the movements of the tiles, they don't move. The layer moves in which they are present. The whole layer moves. And let me. So if I talk about all the functions, the video might cross an hour. So I'll give you a brief description of some cool functions. So let's run the code. We see a small animation for the loader, and yeah. So a periodic shine we can see on the play button. So the periodic shine on the play buttons is due to the animation tag in CSS I have used, and I have made the elements of the whole class to move in a particular sync. So all of them are moving at the same time. And I have also made another function called start game. This one, quite a long function. So as soon as we click on start, the start game function is called. This function is called, and it it uses the generate random function that we talked about just a few seconds ago, and it converts it into a useful information for placement of the tiles. The slight lag in the beginning is due to the addition of responsive behavior to each tile. Like if we click on the play button, we see a slight lag in the loading part, and now we can see the output, that the start block. Now we are using a laptop, so we cannot play this game here because we have a single mouse, but there are so many tiles, so we need at least two fingers to click all the tiles and win the game. So it would not make sense to play on laptop. I will just show you how it looks in the beginning. And now I have also made another function which is for losing. Yeah, let us talk about this only. So now we see this set interval function in the start game function only. So now it is easy to identify that we clicked at the wrong spot or not. But to identify that the person has missed a tile, we need to set up a proper interval to check for each tile based on its location and the current position of the layer containing those tiles. So this is for that only. This interval is for that only. And if they have been clicked and also they are out of sight, then I will just delete those tiles because we don't need them anymore and they will not come back. And through this our system work gets reduced by a lot. We can see that we are making the display as none for all those tiles which are out of sight and have been already clicked. And now let's talk about the checkpoints and the star system. We see three lines at the top, and these represent the checkpoints. As we reach the first checkpoint, we get 1 star. On the second checkpoint, we get 2 stars, and on the third checkpoint, we get 3 stars. Now let me rerun the code. You see that below the name of every song there are three empty stars, and as we get checkpoints, the stars get filled. And there are 3 checkpoints in every song and they represent the stars. If we reach the first checkpoint, we see a single star, and so on for the second and third, as I have told. I have put 5 stars in an order in a particular layer. Like when we start a game, I have put 5 stars which are right now hidden. So in an order from left to right. So if we get the first checkpoint, the third or the middlemost star appears with some small animation stuff. If you can see it from the code link in the description. And also when we reach the second checkpoint, the second and the fourth star appear, and on reaching the third checkpoint, the first, third and fifth star appear. Also, to make all the blocks responsive, that they will fade out a little bit, they will become a bit translucent, I have made another function called touch function. Let me search for it. Yeah, here's it. It is not very long function, but yeah, it is a very important function actually. It is using many functions in itself. The touch function identifies if the tile is being touched and accordingly reduces the opacity, or we can say makes the tile translucent. It also increases the score by 2 every time we touch a tile and shows those star animations when we cross a checkpoint. Also, it calls the change color function after a gap of 150 score. We can see that. Like if we touch the start button, this thing happens. The audio starts to play and our tiles start to move, and the colors get changed after every 150 score. We can see it from here. And this is for when stars will appear, as I have told you. And now let's talk about the light function. It has a very small role actually. This light function is just to change the background color of the heart. When we click at it, it changes its color, and also we can see some red hearts in the background, which that also their movement is periodic, but they seem to have been in a random form because we are using the same animation tag, but their duration is different. So it ultimately gets randomized only, and we can click on more of them, and the animation repeats itself. So let me see the code. And rest all is not much related to logic or requires explanation. The main thing I did was the movement and responsive nature of tile. At the first, that was the first priority. Then I made a homepage with only one song, that the Dance Monkey song. Then I added the losing criteria, the star system, the heart animations, the color change system, and then only I began with adding songs and improving the UI. So the loader we have seen, the rainbow colored loader, this one. So the synchronization in the loader is because I'm using the same animation function as well as its duration, but the starting time of that animation function is different for them. Like for the first one it is 0, then for the second one it is 0.2, and there are slight changes in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. The important thing is you want to keep in mind is if you are making a big project, always use dictionaries wherever you can. I have also used a dictionary to keep everything systematic. You can see here. Dictionaries or a list might be a good option if you don't want to store a lot of information. Like I have used a list for colors because I don't want to store a lot of information, but for each and every song I want to store a particular amount of information, so I will make a dictionary for that, and it is a very good practice to make a dictionary. And sorry guys, I wouldn't be able to write the whole code in front of you as I don't want to make it a very long video. I will be posting videos every Saturday. Thank you, and please like, share, subscribe. I've also made some other cool games on SoloLearn. You can follow me there as well. Also write down in the comment section how did you like the code, and the code I'm reminding you the code link is in the description. Please have a look at it. Thank you.